Hello, this is a Steinway Model S 2008 and we're moving the piano and assessing it, a free assessment in transit. No obligation to accept the quote, but we just want to see if we can improve the piano while we have it. And first of all, the case is pretty good. There are scratches on the music stand here which can be improved, and there is scratching on the piano generally which we can certainly improve with possibly half a day's work. Piano stool's in pretty good condition, just needs a bit of a clean. The piano is very slightly flat. The A is about 2 or 3 beats flat, and I don't think it's been played a lot recently. That has been played in the past, and as soon as I played it I could tell it was a bit tight, the action. Looking inside, we can see that the hammers are a bit uneven in terms of regulation. It certainly needs regulating. You can feel it needs finely regulating. Also, some of the springs are not operating as well as they could. But that's partly because the hinges here are a bit tight. Now, what's happened is the piano's absorbed moisture, and we should take a couple of hinges off and have a look at them in a minute. So we've taken a couple of hammers off here, and we're going to test them. Now, this one we've lubricated, and just watch how it swings. Should be about 7 swings. Let's try it once more, just to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's exactly correct. Now here's one that we haven't lubricated. As you can see, it's not swinging at all. Just barely getting one swing out of that. So that makes it very tight, and you can feel it in the keys, but just kind of it's not responding properly. So now we've taken those 2 hammers off. If you put hammers, do take hammers off, you can put them back in exactly the right place, because otherwise a different part of the hammer will hit the string and it will sound different from the one next to it. So this is the one that was stiff and now it's been lubricated. Let's watch this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just under 7. That's okay, really. That's fine. So 7 is the official amount it should go. Now we're going to have to lubricate them all, and as I say, when you put them back, you've got to get them back in exactly the right place. The other thing we're going to need to do is to reface the hammers, I think, because they seem to absorb moisture. I'm going to take the very top surface off and just then tone them and try and get a bit more body into the tone of them. Just thinking about this action again a bit, if you look on the checks there's absolutely no wear on them. I think there's probably very, very little use this piano's had, and that's the other reason why it's feeling stiff. If you don't use the piano at all, then obviously it gets stiffer. So I think it's sort of a combination of getting slightly damp and also not being used at all. So let's get some idea of the tone of the piano. And just not quite enough body into it. As we say, it's not been used, and also it seems to have got a bit damp. And just feels a bit podgy to play. Model S is 5 foot 1 inches long, doesn't have a very strong bass, but it's a nicely balanced sounding piano. The name here needs also buffing up, but that's obviously not just cosmetic. Thank you very much for listening.